No. Disowned her completely.
God forbid. Can I ask a question?
Completely.
God forbid your daughter got pregnant out of wedlock, right? She's not gay anymore,
Don't
but she got
even
pregnant out of wedlock, and you went on
no,
an interview and they asked you about that. Are you talking about that?
She's talking to you. Hey, Pronto, she's talking to you on this one.
Go ahead.
I was talking to you too.
You're not talking to me.
Go ahead, Trigger. Go ahead. What you
So you would disown her for getting pregnant out of wedlock?
You're not talking to me because my daughter,
that's a whole different scenario. Like LGBTQ is not equivalent to having a baby. We can't.
Okay.
But you would protect your daughter. That's the point.
You talking. I'm gonna let you talk to Pronto. Pronto, she talking to you.
Look. I'm gonna go back to what Anton brought up earlier. How the Obama daughters, we don't know what the hell going on with them.
One of them got caught smoking weed and drugs and all that.
Right. But this is the thing though. This is the difference, right? If Obama's daughters came out doing some super duper wild shit, it would be kind of far-fetched because we know at least the image that's portrayed of them in their household and their family is Michelle and Obama together that raised these two daughters. Boosie and his baby mama were not together. Boosie was a single father, his baby mama was a single mama, and probably got other kids. So I'm just thinking from a standpoint of a father who had to raise my daughter however I could raise her whenever I could have her, right? What I'm saying is, if she ended up being homosexual, that's a sensitive subject in itself because me as a man, I'm feeling like, damn, is it somewhere I went wrong? Is it if me and her mama was together, could it have changed differently? So if somebody asked me a question about my daughter's sexuality and how I interact with her in the privacy of our own home, say, man, that's my daughter. We good. Like it's not. I don't have to reiterate her lifestyle as it is sexually. Like that's her business. This made my daughter business. We all right. She good. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Boosie should accept his daughter and what she does. At the end of the day, that's that man's daughter. So what I'm not gonna say is, as a man who's a father to your own child, you should denounce her and embarrass her despite your actual relationship that you have with your daughter, because they actually seemingly have a very close relationship.
Yeah.
According to his daughter, they have a very close relationship.
How?
You know what I'm saying? So
it's okay for the daughter to embarrass the father, but it's not okay for the father.
That's not what we're saying. We're not saying that.
No. I didn't say that's what y'all was saying. It's okay for the daughter to publicly embarrass with the father, but it's not okay for the father to then denounce the behavior.
It's not okay, but a father should know. A father should move better.
I truly hope that y'all move differently if you got kids or if you are gonna have kids, that y'all really understand what y'all saying right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't blast my kids out online.
Honest to God,
I wouldn't blast my kids one bit.
You can't ask me about mine.
I'm not speaking to anybody in particular because I never want to implicate anybody when we, I don't add in other people's relatives specifically into the conversation. I'm speaking in general. Yeah. I just hope that people really listen to what they're saying prior to having children in this conversation. So
I don't have no kids, but I'm just saying you can't ask me about my kids. These my kids. You can't ask me about my kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Ask them.
Mind your business.
Yeah, because regardless of what my child is presenting her lifestyle as, no media platform can get me to talk about her lifestyle or how I feel about it. That's my daughter. That's our business. This is our family. And as a parent, right, we should always be covering our child. Now, how we handle them, how we reprimand them because of their lifestyle is one-on-one is something different. But to go on a platform and further discuss business that's not anyone else's, I don't know. I just think it's weird. I don't think that's a good way to protect your kid.
And then on top of that, you're really trying to be messy because you done heard me voice my opinion about the LGBT community. You done heard how I feel about it. You heard my statements about it. So what you're really trying to say is, oh, well, you feel like this about the LGBT people. Well, how about your daughter? Man, don't ask me about
He was
my
going
baby.
To be messy. Come on.
And
That's my baby.
And if he really was embarrassed of her, like Q said, he should have been shunned her, because she said in the video that he knew a year ago when he called her a gay bee or whatever, when they were on vacation, that she was gay. So if she's such a contamination and such an embarrassment, why is she still in your life? Why is she still involved in your family? And why are you going on these platforms on this tirade and you haven't even removed her from your life completely? So it seems you're just adding more fuel to the fire, hurting her feelings. You didn't already call the girl a gay bee, called her a slur. This is your own daughter, right? And now you're gonna go on the internet and on another platform and drag her. It's like, just because your daughter does something or a kid does something, so now we got to be petty with the kids and go tit for tat. Well, she embarrassed me, so I'm finna embarrass her. It's like, I don't know. Is that how adults and parents operate?
But it's not only that though, right? If he got kids, right, and you're really trying to protect your other kids, and you really don't stand for it, cut her off completely. Because you don't think she's communicating with her siblings. You don't think she's hanging out with her siblings. That's still contaminating them. That's still contaminating them some way, somehow. You don't think she's sneaking around with a little girl with her sisters and brothers? So it doesn't have to only happen in the household. You don't think her siblings don't got social media, don't got IG? I don't know what her IG looks like. So it don't just have to be in the household for her to get contaminate the other kids.
Why can't we go back? Why can't we go back to back in the day?
Completely.
With cousin, look. Why can't we go back to back in the day? With cousin Stacy used to come to the family reunions with her girlfriend, but they was just friends.
Oh no,
and we didn't really know if Stacy was gay for real. She just had
you getting
they just like they hoop together or something. Why can't we go back to them days? You know what I'm saying?
Not Tina Turner.
It was respectful. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They had so much respect for the family. Like Stacy wasn't gonna come home kissing and hugging and all that all in front of the kid. It wasn't all that going on.
And that's why y'all families be fucked up. That's why the black community is fucked up the way that it is today, is because everybody want to protect everybody from saying anything about anybody that's doing something that's wrong. And that's why y'all uncles was touching on y'all. That's why little Lester, he's sassy as fuck because y'all said don't say nothing to my kid. Now, y'all need to be publicly shamed. And everybody want to be a public figure. Because let's be clear, the minute that you pick up that phone and you start posting shit about your life and celebrating it and promoting it, you then become public fodder. You then become an example and you become a public figure. And so you can't just do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it and think that it's cool. You can't. And we got too many secrets and it's too many people doing shit. And y'all keep trying to protect the devil and protect this demonic ass behavior. And that's why this shit keep going on for as long as it has. Because everybody don't want to address it directly and head on, but we supposed to just shut the fuck up while you over here doing this shit and promoting this demonic behavior, and I'm just supposed to be quiet. No, fuck you. I will publicly denounce half of the shit that's going on in my family. No, it's not just family business. The minute that you then live this lifestyle publicly and promote it, it then becomes something that I gotta address because now you put me in a catch-22. And again, I don't believe in that. I don't believe the way that, and again, respectfully, y'all, God bless y'all. I'm glad that y'all got a difference of opinion. I'm glad that we can have this conversation. But I 100% disagree with the way in which y'all talking about stuff. And the fact that y'all just think it's cool to continue to live our lives the way that we live it. I don't rock with it. I'm not subjecting myself to it. And I think that everybody need to be publicly fucking shamed when they do something that they ain't supposed to do. Because you want to live your life publicly, but then you want to be shamed privately. No, fuck that.
Anton, can I ask you a question? Do you think what Boosie did is now going to stop his daughter from being gay?
It ain't about that. It's about his point was he's trying to protect the other people that he's responsible for because the daughter is grown now. And you got to start setting parameters and you got to draw a line in the sand. If this is what you want, if you want to be involved in this, then this is the requirement. If you don't, then you out there on your own. Fuck it.
So you're saying he did that to show his other kids, if you become gay, I'm gonna publicly shame you too?
I believe so. I think he drew a line in the sand.
But
and I'm cool with that. On this issue in particular, I don't agree 100% with everything that Boosie do, but on this issue in particular, I'm 100% cool with what he said.
I mean, I don't know. To sacrifice one kid just to hope that your other kids don't become gay. I don't know. I just don't see the logic.
One bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. You gotta prune it.
If you're a good father though, and you instill those principles, right? They shouldn't be that easily influenced even by their siblings.
Going into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, 8 kids.
We're specifically talking about his comment on this particular kid.
Right. Yeah, I feel you.
If you want this inheritance, if you want a relationship, if you want this standard, you're gonna have to change your ways. Otherwise, this is not what we do in this family, and we is not fucking with you on that front.
This why we as black men, man, because Anton, I keep hearing you say family, and I get that. And look, I'm all about principle, legacy, and all that, right? Respect the household, all that, right? But this why we as men, we got to get to that point where we stop having all these different baby mamas. Because when we go around here slanging that thing, man, with Tanya, Keisha, and Kim, and they strippers and hoes and all this other stuff, and they having our kids, that builds that gives us too many loose ends.
It's not a lot of men
we can't ultimately get on no real ultimatum when it's all said and done. We just gotta hope for the best.
It's not a lot of men that's out here doing that, bro. That is a minority of men that's living.
Well, we talking about Boosie. And most of Boosie.
And again, I said that I don't agree with 100% of what Boosie says, but on this issue in particular, I agree with what he said.
Can I just say that this just make me realize the value of fathers, the value of real men being in the family, in the children's lives, because we have become a society that do not really understand what real fathers are. What back in the day, real fathers was Bootsy. Real fathers would tell you where they stand. They stand on their square and they don't care how they say it. I understand what you're saying, Jasmine, because I'm a woman. And as a woman, we are very much attuned to how things are being said to us. We're very much emotional about the way things are being presented to us as a woman. I understand that. I get it. And I agree with you. I get it. But real fathers back in the day, real men, they don't operate like that. To me, Bootsy come across as I don't know the inner dealings of his personal inner life, but I'm just going off the clip that I've seen. Bootsy come across as an old school father. Mm-hmm. Just straight up, I'm not having it. I don't want it in my house. I don't want it to affect my children. This is what it is, and this is how I say it. This is how I'm gonna stand on it. We're too busy focusing on how he said things instead of the fact that what he's really saying is, I don't want it around my other children. So therefore, XYZ. And as real men back in the day, that's how they said it. And they stood on their square. Now, for me personally, I don't have a problem with how he said it. I don't feel like we cannot tell people how they should feel. We cannot tell people how they should respond. We cannot expect people to respond the way that we would respond. And we as women have to understand that men are going to respond differently than we as a woman would. I may not respond to that question as Bootsy would, but I understand where Bootsy came from. So I'm just saying, this just lets me know that we don't have real fathers in the house. Because if we had real fathers in the house, we would understand the language. We would understand how he responded. We would be used to that. And we're not used to that as a society.
I agree. But I think our differences back in the day, my daddy wouldn't be blasting stuff on MySpace about family issues. Right. That's the difference, right? If there's a problem, Anton, you're muted, but you're muted for a reason. But
no, I mean, you would, but would you be publicly embarrassing your father to put him in a position and have to address that in the first place? So?
No, I wouldn't. But back in the day, the women that did,
there we go.
But Anton, the women that did, do you think their daddies are going to blast them on MySpace? No.
MySpace? What are you talking about?
She said back in the day. What social media was back in the day?
No. You keep going back to what you don't like about what he said.
No. I'm talking
the problem that y'all never address is why is she publicly putting him in this position to have to address it in the first place?
I can't address that.
Never addressed that part.
We already wait. No, we already addressed that. We don't agree. I don't agree with the LGBTQ. I'm talking to Val's point.
It's not about whether you agree or not with her.
Okay,
lifestyle.
I don't agree.
Why is she publicly?
I don't know. I can't.
This is a complex thing.
Regardless of what her lifestyle is, she does not have to publicly promote it. Is what I'm saying.
You're right, but I mean, I don't know what you want us to say. We don't agree with it. I don't agree with what she's doing. I'm sorry. I would have. My daddy would have cut us off completely. He don't play with that. That's
just the whole LGBT community is complex. These kids, they're not doing it to embarrass you. They're doing it because they feel like this is how they really feel, right? And no matter how you want to address,
this is a resident Christian, y'all. This is the woman that says she's a Christian.
I'm just saying, if your child is telling you they're having these feelings organically, it's not really much you can do to them except love on them and let them know I really don't agree with that, but I will love you no matter what. That's what you're supposed to do as a Christian parent, right?
It's not.
And yeah, you can even
the Bible doesn't
say I don't want that in my house to them personally, but they're not doing it to embarrass you. They really feel like this is who they are, and no matter how wrong that is, that's their feeling, and it's okay to be have grace for somebody saying that this is how they organically feel.
Trigger, if you are a true Christian, you wouldn't agree with that lifestyle. So this is what some Christians.
It's not agreeing to acknowledge it and to say I don't agree with that, but I acknowledge that this is how you're feeling. So what is the alternative? I don't agree with anything. Like, you're literally pushing your child away. You don't have to push them away to tell them that you don't agree with their lifestyle. You can be like, it's always both ends. It's always both ends. Like, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but I love you, and you're always accepted here.
Trigger,
because God loves us unconditionally. We're supposed to love our children unconditionally.
That's not true. That's a lie. Stop lying.
Very true.
Listen. You got to stop lying on God. You can't keep saying stuff and you don't fucking know. Stop doing that. It's cool to have your opinion, but stop lying on God. That's not what the word says. It does not say that he loves you unconditionally. That's not true. Everything in the word of God is on condition. He says, if you keep my will, then if you are persecuted for righteousness' sake, then you will reign with me. Everything is a condition. It's an if-then statement.
Right.
Stop lying on God.
There are stipulations to get into the kingdom of God, but outside of that, you have his love.
That's not what the word
no matter
says.
what you're doing, even if you're going to go to hell,
that's not what the word says. Stop lying on God.
The word says.
Stop lying on God. When you do that, when you say things and
I know the Bible.
You don't. You don't even know the first. You don't even know the first 10 books of the Bible.
I absolutely do.
What's the first 10 books?
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Joshua,
Judges, Ruth.
First and Second Samuel, First and Second Kings, First and Second Chronicles.
Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First and Second Samuel.
No, don't read it. Don't read it now.